The last award of the evening is a very special presentation indeed, for me personally, for the university. Will Frank Tyrolt, class of 1954, and the 2014 Alumnus of the Year Award, please come join me at the podium. We honor Frank Tyrolt tonight, not only for what he has become, but for what he has helped Millikin to become. Frank was one of the first alumni I met when I came to campus in the summer of 2013. Luckily, there were no problems then, and time was easy. But what impressed me about Frank is how after so many years of service, Frank was still attentive, awake to Millikin, alert to what we can be and what we must be to achieve the greatness that is within our grasp. We are all of us, Millikin together, grateful, Frank, for the opportunity to thank you for your wonderful care and your love of Millikin. You have watched over Millikin as an alumnus and leader and a wonderful friend of Millikin through continuous generosity toward the university. Your loyalty to this institution is truly extraordinary and a model to us all. You can read about Frank in more detail in tonight's program, but let me touch on a few highlights to illustrate how Frank has generously given of his time, talents, and treasures to his alma mater. Frank is an emeritus trustee, having served on Millikin's board for 3 consecutive terms. That's 9 years, folks. His business acumen and service to Millikin were recognized in 2000 when he received the university's Alumni Merit Loyalty Award, and again in 2004 when he was inducted into the Millikin Medallion Society, recognizing him as one of only 100 living individuals who had the most positive impact on the university during its first 100 years. As members of Millikin's Investor Society, Frank and his wife Shirley also have included the university in their estate plans. Frank's faithful and generous contributions have supported many important Millikin projects, including the Leidy Tabor Science Center, ADM Scoville Hall, the renovation of Albert Taylor Theater. Notice how this is across all aspects of the university, and many more that you will find listed in tonight's program. These are often spontaneous responses to needs at the time, even in my short 15 months here. Again, a sign of his watchfulness. Frank, your statement has not been, "This is what I want Millikin to do," as much as, "Where are our needs? Where are our needs as Millikin together, and how can I help?" After graduating from Millikin, Frank served in the U.S. Navy for 2 years and then enjoyed a successful sales career in Chicago and Minnesota. In 1966, Frank returned to Decatur as partner and general manager of Dunn Company. He would become Dunn's president and CEO in 1968. With Frank at the helm, Dunn Company grew from a retail coal dealership to a comprehensive asphalt contractor with nearly $20 million in annual sales. Frank retired as chairman of Dunn Company in 1999. His son David, here with us tonight, now runs the company. This homecoming, Frank celebrates his 60th Millikin class reunion, and I'm happy to start the festivities by presenting him with this award. The Alumnus of the Year Award recognizes service to the university during the past year, as well as continuous service throughout all our years. This award, as you know, is the highest alumni honor presented by the university. It is my great personal joy that I now, with deep respect, bestow this award on you, Frank Tyrolt, for your outstanding example of dedicated support to Millikin University.
better get my phlegm loose a little here. I went to high school in suburban Chicago. In high school, they had 6,000 students, and a junior college facility, the fifth in the state of Illinois. And so in the time that I was going through high school, I finished that, and I moved right on into the junior college thing. And then where was I to go? And the only thing I knew is the U of I. So somehow I was helped by somebody and got an application in. And I was admitted. But in early July, a friend of mine who was going to Millikin, we were high school buddies, and he went on to Millikin, and I was in the junior college. So we met in a bowling alley. And it was something like, what are you doing this weekend? I said, I don't know, what are you doing? And we looked at each other like that. He says, you want to go down to Decatur with me? They're having a little pledge thing down there, and it's just something to do for the weekend. I said, all right. So we came down here, and as we hit Decatur, it was pretty much what you'd expect anywhere, but as we approached Millikin, the beauty of this school sitting next to the cemetery, remember? And at that time, they had Army barracks, Air Force barracks on the grounds, tar paper covered. And that was where some of the students slept, and most of them were in their own boarding houses, if that's what we call them. And at that, is just something about it sitting here in these buildings, and then not Albert Taylor Hall. What's the big one? Schilling was there, and the beginning of all this was happening, and I really got into it. Now, I was at the junior college. I was a football player, and they called me Stilts because my legs were so thin that when I put a football uniform on, it was not a beautiful thing. So I finished 2 years on football, not playing very much. In fact, one time there was a 0 day in snow, and it was a really bad day. And I felt it was bad enough that I'm going back to the bus. And the coach called my number. And they couldn't find me. So anyway, I rode the bus back. That was the last game of the season. And so I came down here to play football. I was early accepted and everything was all set. And I got a ride down here from my brother, and I started perusing the campus, and everybody I saw was a lot bigger than me, and a lot meaner looking than me. And I had another brother who was serving in the Navy at Patuxent, Maryland, and I just packed some things and hitchhiked to Maryland. And never saw the likes of trying to play football here at all. And so anyway, that gave me a leg up on getting into school and getting started. So that gives me the way I got to Decatur, and the appreciation I have for the size of the school and how it looked and how it was manned and how people talked or whatever it is. And so that's held me here. Wait, no, I've left a whole era out. So I came to school, finished up. I came as a transfer student, so I only had 2 years here. And in 2 years, I made some marks as far as homecoming decorations and decorating of the houses and floats. And then pretty soon it was, I graduated. At that time, everybody went into the service for 2 or 4 years. I had to get into the reserves in order to hold my place. So I left here and get right to the Navy, and I saw the world in 2 years. I'm telling you, we really made some marks. I'd name them, but I can't remember them. Anyway, after 2 years in the Navy, I came home and got a job in Chicago. And I had an occasion to come down here, first time since I'd gone away, and it was even more beautiful than I remembered it. And the place that holds in my heart is really significant because I stayed away and worked 6 or 7 years in Chicago, and then there was an opportunity that came up from a fraternity brother, an SAE like I was, and he and I went in business together down here, and I moved my family down. We had 5 kids then, and there were several of them here. And we, coming back home. The years in Chicago were great, and everywhere I was. But when I got the opportunity to come back to Decatur, it was going home. And I've been here since, and that's a long time. And one other thing that you may find funny about me, David will tell you about this. I retired at the end of the century, January 1st, whatever century this is. But anyway, I retired, transferred it. He owns it. It's there. But I still have an office there. And I just go there. And all of this really says to me, Decatur is where I really had a place. Millikin was what brought me here. And by God, Millikin's keeping me here. So, Mr. President, I'm glad you're here, and we can continue the thing. Thank you.
Congratulations, Frank, and congratulations to all of our 2014 alumni winners. Can we give one more round of applause to all of our honorees? And those honorees, you have one obligation tonight, and that's to get your picture taken one more time over there at the end of the program, so don't get too anxious to get out of here. But we're wrapping up very soon. To all of you here tonight, thanks for joining us back on campus. A special thanks to those that made nominations that led us to honoring these high-achieving alumni. We are always looking for new nominations. There are brochures right there on your tables with details about the nomination process. We love the toot the horn of our alumni, so help us do that. But we don't always know until information is shared with our office, so don't assume we know what our alums are up to. Consider sharing your successes by submitting class notes for the Millikin Quarterly, because we need to work together to build a stronger Millikin relationship. Visit our website, follow us on Facebook or on Twitter, join an alumni group and LinkedIn, and most importantly, say yes when we ask for your time and your talents and your treasures. We need you to help us spread the good word that is Millikin University. It's been a wonderful evening. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Please join us at the All Alumni Reception being held at the Alumni Center. It's happening right now until 10. That's where that Alumnus of the Year plaque resides. It has Frank's name on it, but come visit it anytime. At the all alumni reception, we have spiced things up a little bit this year. There's actually a band, there's a tent, a blue and white tent, I might add. So we're hoping to attract a younger crowd, and you're all welcome to join us. There'll be a golf cart that'll shuttle you over there if you'd like, or shuttle you to your cars. Just step outside, and one of my colleagues will take care of you. And a reminder, I guess once again, that our alumni recipients tonight will be recognized again tomorrow at halftime of the football game. So if you can, stick around and take in a big blue football game. And if you're not into football, there's a plethora of other activities going on for your homecoming. So take it all in, enjoy, and let's plan to do this all again next year. Thanks for coming. Have a wonderful homecoming weekend, and good night.